Hello and welcome to Urban Vitality. Today we're going to be looking at some client stories. So my name is John Limpus and I'm delighted to have with me Charlie Bridger today. Hi Charlie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Good. Now Charlie, you started bootcamp in April, didn't you?
Yes, that's
With
right. Yeah.
the Chiswick 6:45 session?
6:45 a.m. Oh,
Perfect. Yep,
yes.
early bird.
Yep.
And now to cut a long story short, by June, what results had you seen by kind of June, mid-June?
I've dropped 3 dress sizes in that time.
Wow.
Um, and on top of that, my energy levels have changed considerably, a lot more energy, um, just feeling a lot more alive when I wake up. My skin's definitely improved a lot. My whole body shape has changed. It's not just dropping the dress sizes, but my whole body shape has changed. I feel it much easier in a way in
Yeah.
terms of the exercise.
Hmm.
Although it's still not easy. It's never going to be completely easy,
No, not
but
really. Yeah.
it's easier than it was. My first month was so hard.
Yeah, you're
So,
right. So if we go back to that, because I remember that first month, Charlie, and I'm just interested, where were you when you first contacted me? So it's mid-March, really, wasn't it? I think.
yes, yeah.
Um, where were you at that stage, and what kind of motivated you to say, you know what, I need to do something about this?
I think because I know what I need to do. Obviously, I'm a nutritionist and I know about the food and all of that side of things. I work 2 jobs. It's long hours, and I got into a rut of whereby I kind of forgot about me. I think was the big thing, and I had a big birthday coming up, and I wanted to make a change for that, but also long-term change.
Mm.
It wasn't just about a quick fix, and I wanted to do it sensibly. Yes, I could do it just through food and drop weight, and it wouldn't be healthy. I've never wanted to do that, so it was about being healthy, getting fit, and making a difference. And I know when I spoke to you, you said I could do the free trial, and I was like, no, I'm signing up for the whole month
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
because I know what I'm like. I'm like a lot of people. Yes, I'll go along for 3 sessions and then go, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. If I pay up in front, then I go and do it.
Yeah, I remember
And that
that.
was my push to keep on with it right at the start, because that first day when I came down was just dreadful. In being perfectly 100% honest,
Wow.
and it was the pain, that feeling of, because the group that I joined were quite fit, and feeling that I wasn't keeping up with everybody, and all those things go through your mind, and thinking about what I look like in my exercise gear as well. Well, that's part of it. And I got home and I was in pain. It hurt. My muscles I hadn't used for a long time. I do trekking and I do that probably once every couple of years, and I'll do 2 months of exercise for that. But doing boot camp is completely different to the sort of exercise, because with trekking you've got to sustain yourself for a long time. It's not hard and fast
Mm.
at all. It's a slower version. And yeah, everything hurt. It was that first week was very tough.
It
I found
wasn't.
it hard. Um, just I knew I was probably scarlet in the face the whole time, right from the start. I found the warm up tough, let alone anything else. That was hard for me.
And I do remember when you were there, and I do remember having done lots of boot camps. I know that is the way anybody new to a group will always feel, crikey, I'm
Yeah,
slowing everyone down, etc., etc. And I remember reassuring you at the time that actually you weren't, and we could modify everything, and you did so well. And I mean, we designed the program so it can allow people to join at any stage, and we had, especially 6:45 as they're quite a fit group as well. And I remember that, to be honest, that first month, um, you were it was a lot of aching for that month working through. By the second month, we were starting to see some real transition, and by the third month, it was like she's just a 6:45 boot camper now, just rocks around, which is quite. I did always say. I remember saying to you, Charlie, that you're in the privileged position to be with a group where you're only going to get better by hanging around with those guys.
oh, absolutely. And I have to say, part of the reason that I've stuck to it as much as I have is because of the group themselves. They're really encouraging. They that nothing is ever, I've never felt as though, oh, you're slowing us down or anything like that. They've always been really encouraging. Quite often they've said to me, oh, we can see a real difference. And it's so good to hear that from people that are really fit and obviously do it a lot, that they take you on board.
Great.
And that's another reason it's a great feeling to go somewhere where it's like that, as opposed to I've tried going to the gym and it's just soulless. Whereas this, you feel part of something and you don't want to let people down. That's the other thing. And so you push yourself more because you don't want to let people down because they're really nice. So.
Yeah, great. Wow, great. And it's
yeah.
So that's my next thing. It was kind of like, what worked best for you? Because I train, it's like for a lot of people, a boot camp is like a last resort sometimes because they're like, well, I'll do Pilates, the gym, I'll do some diet, the kind of the less kind of scary versions of things. Not that, but what worked best for you over the course of these 3 months? What do you think has been the things that have worked for you that you think?
The things that I've really liked is because obviously I've seen other boot camps going on, and it tends to be very loud, very noisy. You get shouted at. There's loud blaring music. You don't have that, which I love. It's very, you chat to us about our weekend. So when we start, you feel as though you're not really exercising, if that makes sense. It's kind of, you're meeting up with people and you're having a natter, how was your weekend and all of that. And you're halfway through, like you finish the warm-up by the time we've done that and without really realising it. And also the encouragement that you get and the fact that I was probably the slowest person, but you would always be saying to me, oh, you're doing really well, you've done that really well, that's really good. But then now you do pick me up on things. So I mean, it's good because you're pushing me in a gentle way, if that makes sense, in an encouraging way, so that I want to do better myself. I think that's the thing, is that you feel as though you're achieving something and you're making progress and you want to get better. There's that real feeling of you want to get better and you want to improve and you want to stay with that same group and not feel as though you're being left behind.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's a big part of it. And also the fact that you've modified the exercises when there have been certain ones that I can't do for various reasons and things like that, so that I'm still with the group. I'm not sort of sitting outside of the group particularly. I'm made for one exercise, but then I'm part of it again. So you're still part of that group feeling and, joining in. It's not as though, oh, you're nowhere near their standard, you just sit over there and do your bit. You're still a part of it.
That's brilliant.
And I think that is really important.
That's great. It's really nice to hear that as well, Charlie, because you know what, we chat after the session for a few minutes, but I don't get to hear it in depth like this. And I was going to say, so that's where you were, that's where you are now. And what we always like to know what people's extraordinary goal is, which is something, that if they achieved it, they'd know that it was a big, big thing for them, much bigger than just dropping a clothes size or two, which is an achievement. But we're trying to get people away from that whole kind of just moving out of pain to move to something really significant for them. So what is your extraordinary goal that you're working towards?
Well, for me, it was never just about dropping dress sizes or losing weight. My big thing is to go and do Everest Base Camp. That's my big thing to do, which hopefully next year I will be going to do that. That's my long-term aim.
And how many weeks hiking is that to do that kind of thing?
Sorry?
How many weeks hiking? How long does that take?
It's the trip altogether is 18 days, and of that there's, I think, 14 days of hiking. So
wow. It's altitude, isn't it? It's a tough hike. And you've done quite a few hikes before, haven't you?
I have. I've done Kilimanjaro and I've done trekking in Peru as well.
Wow.
But this will probably be one of the toughest that I do, just because of the amount of time.
Yeah.
It should be a bit easier on the altitude, but in terms of how long it's going to be and trekking every day, and I know from experience that trekking every day, by the time you get to day 4, your body is just over it by then. So it will be a real test.
It's a mental game, and I think all that mental, to a certain degree, I mean, I hate that phrase mental toughness, but I think it's very
you do have to have a resilience so that you keep on going. Very definitely.
Without a doubt. And can you, I mean, just with regards to, you're a nutritionist, I know your passion is working in kind of other areas as well as weight loss, but you do some of that. But you have a passion in, you've mentioned before, like working with mental health and areas like that.
Yes.
But with your own journey on, exercise, as we both know, is not enough on its own. Generally, you do have to do something nutritionally.
Definitely.
What were the things you learned over the last 3 months that worked for you, or was it just that commitment, just saying, you know what, I'm going to make this work now?
It's commitment. It's being organised. Because I find it with working 2 jobs and doing the exercise, I have to be organised.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not, that's when I dive for the bad food. And I'm like anybody else, regardless of the fact that I'm a nutritionist, I will go for the quick and easy option. So I have to be organised, and I have fruit and veg delivered to me because then it's easy. I've got things there that I don't even have to think about, and I make sure that I cook meals in advance if I know I'm going to be working long hours, that I have healthy snacks with me. I'll carry nuts around with me, so at least then I can have a handful of almonds, if nothing else, as a snack to keep me going. And it is that simple. It's just you have to be organised.
That's great. Well, look, Charlie, thank you so much for your story. And it does sound as though, we're kind of middle way through the year. And I really, really, hope that by the end of when you do that possible Everest camp, possibly next year, we don't know, maybe year after, whatever. It's an exciting time. So thank you very much for sharing your story, Charlie, and for sharing your wisdom as well on what has worked for you, because 2 jobs, self-employed, that's tough.
Yeah.
And it's not easy for anybody, but we're just looking for people who've overcome those challenges, and that's the great bit.
And I think the biggest thing is, if you have a bad day, enjoy it, make the most of it, and pick yourself up for the next day and carry on with it.
Just one, that's brilliant. Thank you, Charlie. I really appreciate that, and thanks for your time.
No, and thanks for all your help so far.
Thanks, Charlie.
Are you up for doing something extraordinary? Come on, follow me.
I want to help 1,000 extraordinary people achieve 1,000 extraordinary things.
And I need your help. Let me know your challenges, your fears, and the people you want me to interview.
Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram.
And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel.